Hello, it's the Bunch of Punts Betting Podcast, the specialist show for football long shot bets. Coming up on today's show, we've got loads of bets. But before we get into that, please remember, it's a betting show. It's for 18s and overs only. And please remember to gamble responsibly. We've got an outright double at 1,367 to 1. A player to be booked who's 9 to 1. A hat-trick at 66 to 1. No prizes for guessing who that is in League One. Matthew's got lots for us, including a 18 to 1 card double, and he's also on the 11 to 1 brace. And we combined at the end of the show for a podcast bet. It's a fourfold win to nil, 16 and a little tiny bit to 1. We've done that on the nose, half a point. Please get in touch on YouTube with your comments, Spotify comments. There's a pick in here that I put forward, and I'd love to know your opinions. It's a double chance keeper card result combination, and Matthew didn't really think it should have gone in the show. I'm on the fence, so please let us know. Without further ado, let's get into it. So Matthew, how have you been getting on recently result-wise on the show?
I think on the weekend, last weekend or the midweek, I can't remember what slate it was. I think I worked out a 0.25 of a point up for that. And I think for the total pod, I think I'm just about up, because that Champions League, that fateful Champions League midweek, whereas every single bet lost, sort of wiped out a lot of my profit, but I still think I'm up for the year.
Yeah, just a bit. 17.5 points. I've just done
Oh,
it.
okay. Oh, that'll suit me then, yeah.
Just a bloody bit.
Could be more if I didn't get roped into Champions League. I always get roped into Champions League. But yeah, I'll take 17 then. Better than I thought.
Right, I was just working out how many bets I've tipped since I had a winner on this show. It's 17. Yikes.
Yeah.
One hell of a run. And you want to know the last winner I had?
What was it? Crew at Chesterfield?
Nope. Grimsby and both teams to score, which I just nicked off you.
Yeah, but it's a joint effort, so...
Yeah. Well, what am I? -9, so I've wiped out half your profit. Luckily, Scott's on board now, so he's pulled us back into the green. But it's about somewhere around 10 points. I am eventually going to start posting the profit and loss because I'm so close to tracking it. It's just when I had a quiet week, the weather was really nice, so I didn't fancy doing data entry. But all we need is a quiet week, football-wise, shit weather, and I'll get it done and I'll post it. But I'm not hiding it. There's nothing suspicious about me hiding it. I'm just lazy. But yeah, we'll get that out ASAP. Never asked you, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Knackered, but I'm all right. I'm getting it.
Yeah. I feel
Busy this time of year, innit?
Yeah, I didn't rest as much as I should have done in the international break. I found myself getting bored on an evening and then looking into like Women's Champions League for something to gamble on. But
Win any money?
last night,
Russo.
Someone at work said last week, get on Russo, she's a massive prize. They played on a ploughed field, and then on the way home from work yesterday, I heard him talking about Arsenal's game, and I thought, I must remember to have her. So I had the bit of trumpet, I had any time, I had the brace, had the hat-trick. She had a hat-trick, but it got disallowed or something. But
What odds was she?
7 to 5, 15 to 2 and 33 to 1. But
Not
I
bad.
only had really small stakes.
Yeah.
Don't know about
Don't know anything. Yeah, exactly. I never go big on something I don't know about.
Yeah, I did when the guy told me, Joe, he said you need to get on this, so I went a bit nuts and obviously got stung. And then it was the night Kone scored at Rotherham that he returned. He won me my money back, luckily, but I thought I'm never doing that again. Why did I have that much money on it? Something I don't know what about. Yeah. No non-league nerds, is there? That's got its whole new grand spanking show with Scotty Redfern. That's on our feed. It'll be below this. It's on YouTube as well if you want to watch us. But it looks like Matthew's recording on a microwave at the minute because You've had your laptop stolen, haven't you?
Yeah, don't like to go on about it. Well, it's all I'm mentioning at the moment. But using my dad's laptop, it was so shit for video. We had to restart the video like 4 or 5 times yesterday.
I bet
So
did I.
I've had to, I'm having to go on my phone at the moment. So not ideal, but just waiting on insurance, waiting to see what we can claim back, and then get a new laptop and be ready to go.
This will not be beaten. 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 It's going to get beaten.
Oh, right, we're going to get into the football now. We're going to just tell you the stakes for the bets because there's so many different ones. But I wanted just to talk about something on Friday night because I know all the other picks are from Saturday or Sunday. So Sheffield United play Coventry. 2 of the 4 teams in the champ. Sheffield United, Burnley, Leeds all taken 45 points since Lampard took charge at Coventry. Coventry just behind them on 43. So it should be a really good game. Sheffield United, fine margins. But Sariki started at right back for us before the international break against Wednesday. Clark and Gilchrist were both doubts for the Steel City derby, but they could have played. So they could be back, and that's why I'm not putting it on the staking plan here. But if Sariki does play, is the biggest price of any United player to score at 25-1 with Sky Bet, which is massive. If you can look past the fact that he's not got a professional goal in his career.
There's always something.
There's always something. It's like they know. Offensive output, though, Gilchrist and Harry Clark are both 14-1 generally. And they are... Sariki trumps them for offensive output. He's got like half an XG generated over the season, and he averages about 0.45 shots per 90. Watching him as well, the positions he takes up, he's just a far more attacking player than them two. So it'd be worth having a look at that if he plays. So keep your eyes peeled for team news. And I think Coventry concede 20% of the shots that they do concede down Sariki's side compared to the other side, which is 16%. So slightly more shots. They're slightly more vulnerable down Sariki's side. But if he does get a run inside, I'm going to be backing this every time he plays from now till the end of the season because I think he's due a goal. But I can't take the risk tipping it on here because if you don't play, Sky don't void it. So keep your wits about you. Right, Saturday. Where are we going first?
Yeah, so I'll take us on a lovely trip down to the south coast for FA Cup. I was tempted. Forest look a big price and Crystal Palace look a big price. I was saying if both of them picks win, I don't think I'll ever show my face again. I'd be distraught. Palace going to Wembley and us not, so I just couldn't physically bring myself to do it. So I've gone for a card double in our game. Brighton Forest 19s, but I've had half a point on it. Weaver and Anderson. So Weaver's found game time hard to come back. I think he's just started 4 games in the Prem for us. Nothing to do with him. We just stacked a centre mid. The form of Belieber, Gomez, Ayari made it hard for him to start. And he's just had 486 Premier League minutes. Gomez was on international duty midweek with Paraguay, played the full 90. Young lad, hers is sort of trying to... Gomez is fucking brilliant, but hers is just trying to ease him in. And I can't see him putting him straight in after playing on Tuesday. Quick turnaround. Ayari played international break as well. And Ayari seems to be ahead of Weaver in the pecking order, but my intuition says that he will be afforded a start, Weaver. When we lost 7-0 at Forest in early February, it stemmed from a lack of physicality in midfield. He went for Hinshelwood on his own and Forest just overran us. And I think hers has learned from that. And Weaver's way more physical than Ayari. Ayari is more of a metronome and just keeps it ticking. I think he will call upon Weaver and believe in midfield. So Weaver has been booked. He was booked in his 3-minute cameo off the bench against Man City and 5 minutes cameo against Bournemouth. He's had 486 minutes in the Prem and has already been showed 4 yellows for an average of 0.74 yellows per 90 and 2.96 fouls per 90. Of course, it's a small sample size, but even in Holland, he had a good record for fouls and cards. So I like it. And 31 centre mids have been booked against Forest. Anson's yellow card output's gone down a bit, but he was a favourite of the show early in the season when he was much bigger prices. But He's still averaging 1.49 fouls per 90 and he's been shown 6 yellows this season. 27 centimetres have been booked against us this season. Should have been 28 with Gonzalez last game. But, yeah, big numbers for both. So Weaver and Anderson, card 19th, half a point with Bet365.
Right, I think you might be underselling this Weaver bloke, because I'm just looking. He got 9 yellows and 1 red card in a season in the Dutch second tier. 5 yellows in 18 starts in the Eredivisie. And what you're getting like 1 or 2 cards a game on average in that division.
Yeah, no, Weaver loves it. Like, when he came on against City, I think his card was a late foul when they broke away. Against Bournemouth, we were sort of sat back, and then, everyone drops back when a goalie goes to kick it.
Yeah.
Weaver just charged him down and just wiped him out. He got booked for that. He likes to put himself about. He's a big bastard. He's a very good player, and I think he'll rest Gomez, and I think because of the physicality, Weaver will play ahead of Ayari. So obviously he's one to keep an eye out for team use, but if he does play, I really, really like his price.
Yeah, I'm just looking. 9-2 Sky have gone. Short as 13-5, 3-1, 7-2 generally.
But, too fat. When I looked, I don't think it was priced on Sky, so it's one of them. Because it's so, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't want to put it in the saving plan for the card, but as Jimmy said with the Sariki pick, keep an eye on team use. If Weaver's in there, take the single at 9-2 with Sky as well.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of backing it with 365. They will void it if you don't play, so you don't have to worry about it. And it just reminded me of all that card talk. Sheffield United play Coventry. I've already discussed that game, but last time we played, Bissett got Anel Akhmahodvic sent off. Now, Lampard's not having Bissett. I think he plays 1 minute every week off the bench.
He is pony, isn't he, Bissett?
He is rubbish. He was telling everyone that he was good because he was just an absolute crackpot when he first joined, but he's not very good. But if by some miracle he does play, again, keep your eyes out for team news, or if he comes off the bench, him and Anel Akhmahodvic had a bit of a tete-a-tete last time, so it could be some more handbags there. I just reminded myself about it. I need to make a note of that. I can't forget about that, but I don't think anything will come of it. But just keep your eyes peeled. Leeds Swansea, that's what I'm taking as next. And Ben Toner is the referee. He is an absolute keep a card back as dream. I didn't check how many he's booked now, but early on in the season, it was something daft like 13 or 15, booking 2 keepers a game several times. He's just an absolute nutter. And I just wanted to ask the question, Matthew, would it be stupid to tip Swansea to get a result and the keeper Lawrence Vigouroux to get carded?
Considering what I'm going to tip later in the show and what you're going to tip later in the show, you are stupid, yes.
Yeah, but two opposing things can be value.
Well, it contradicts one of our plays completely, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, if you
well, personally for me, the odds I can't imagine what the odds are, but I can imagine they're very high. But I'm not having it at all.
Right. So, what would you want? Swansea double chance. The keeper Lawrence. I'm just going to call him Lawrence. I can't pronounce his last name. To be carded. Bear in mind, Ben Toner, I would say, is booking keepers in about minimum 25% of his appearances.
Double chance on that, I'd want 25. I think.
28. He's 28.
Yeah, it's not a bad. It is a good pick, but I can't have it. I just can't see Swansea going close.
No, I can't either. But I've been waiting so long for Ben Toner to be on a game where keepers are priced for cards, because usually he's a League 1 or League 2 merchant, but he's in the Championship again, so I'm going to have to take this opportunity. So it's Lawrence, whatever he's called, it begins with a V, to be carded at Swansea double chance at 28, and Swansea win, Lawrence to be carded at 80-1 with Sky Bet. But I need to put it in the staking plan. This is another rogue shout I didn't plan on tipping. I have literally had £5 on the double chance and like £1.25 or £2.50 on the win. So like I'll track them both as 0.1 of a point of a stake. Usually, you know what I do with these keeper cards. I'm doing a point on the bet builders each, or a point and half a point. I really go for it, but I've really reined in the stakes, and we'll get onto that in a bit. But the main bets for this one is Bentona, brilliant at booking keepers, brilliant at booking anybody, and you can get Tanaka at 9-1 to be carded.
Fucking hell, that's big. That is
Yes,
very
it
big.
is.
Yeah.
9-1 with Bet365. 6 cards this season, which ranks him third for Leeds. He's brilliant. He's everywhere. Passing wise, he loves passing. He runs all over. Defensive output is not as good as I would say it should be when you watch him in real life, because he seems to be everywhere. But he's a pretty clean player. But he has still got 6 cards this season. I think you're getting 9-1 because Leeds are 1-4 on to win. They're not expecting this game to be very competitive. But Bentona, I think, is averaging over 5 cards a game in the Championship. I'm just going to pull up his soccer base now because he has given 9 or more cards, 1, 2, 3 times this season, 7 or more, 5, 6, 7 times, and he's ref 32 games, so he loves it. His last game, Bolton Stockport, was 7. The game before that, Wednesday, won 3-0 at Plymouth, by the way. He managed to give 8 cards, so even if it's not competitive, in the Championship, he loves flashing the cards, and I don't know why, he just loves it. He's also given 5 red cards in 32 appearances. So Tanaka, at the prices, has to be worth half a point. I've also combined him with Swansea's most carded player, Cabango, and that's at 28-1. Tactically, Cabango might be worth doing as a single. He was just a touch too short for me. But Leeds fullbacks stand on the touchline, so it takes out the opposition fullbacks of the game. And then whoever they've got off the left, who do they usually play? Is it Ramazani or who's the lad on loan?
Solomon.
Yeah. They occupy the centre backs, and then there's Peru spare as well. It's just a back four's nightmare. So I haven't done the research. I just wouldn't be surprised if lots and lots of centre backs get booked against Leeds. So yeah, that's the double. But Tanaka's massive price. I love that bet. Where are we going next?
So I've gone Bristol Rovers to beat Mansfield at 3.2. I did tip Bristol Rovers last week. Slight on my error on my behalf. They are shit away from home. I shouldn't have brought. It was unfair. Like, they could have announced Scott Lindsay before the pod, because then I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have had it genuinely. So Lindsay coming in did fuck it a bit, but bad pick. But Rovers back at home, and I think they're far too big. Under Calderon, they've had 7 home games, won 5, drew 1, and lost 1. And they've already had to play Bolton, Huddersfield, Stockport, Barnsley all at home under him, and Peterborough and Rotherham. So he's had toughish start at home, and he's really come to the foray. And Mansfield win against Barnsley, last minute win, was their first win in 15 games, and they're 7 away games without a win. So it's a game I don't think Bristol Rovers should be this high. It wouldn't surprise me to see this end in a draw, but as a pure value play, Bristol Rovers to win at 3.2.
I love it. Yeah, we both got stung by Bristol Rovers last week, and I'll get loads wrong. What am I, 17 without a win, and I don't mind admitting it, but I felt diddled by the fact that the club fucking legend got announced as manager again day after. They told the
bloody crypto shaggers. I know. And bloody crypto shaggers are ruining it for us. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, like I said last week, it wouldn't surprise me to see Bristol Rovers lose. I'm just not having Crawley that short. And it was only a 1-0, but yeah, the appointment of Lindsay sort of just stiffed us a bit. So, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that leads us nicely to my next bet. It's Crawley, and I want to get them on side. Main reason, Lindsay is back, and I just feel like it's lifted the whole club. They were brilliant against Bristol Rovers. I've watched the extended highlights twice. I didn't watch the game, but I've watched the extended highlights.
Why twice?
Twice. Bristol Rovers version and Crawley's version, but it took me about 10 minutes to realise when I was watching the second version that they're both the same. So I just pretend I watched it twice to be extra thorough. But I thought there'd be different clubs versions, so they'd manipulate it differently, you know, like what channel show. But they didn't. But it turns out Crawley must have just battered him. Underlying data paints the same picture. How it was 1-0, I don't know. Somebody missed an open net. but Crawley were brilliant. And they are 9 points adrift from safety, and they've got a 9-goal worse goal difference than the team they're chasing down. So to us on the outside, they're done, essentially. They're going to go down. But Scott Lindsay coming in, fresh pair of eyes, same but new ideas. I think he's just lifted the club. They looked like they were lacking a bit of identity. They had the spine ripped out when they got promoted. Obviously, the manager left. But I just think they've been buoyed by his return, and there's still 20 points up for grabs. So Lindsay's not going to go in and be like, right, we're down, let's just try and end on a high. He's going to be G'ing them up. And I don't think you could have asked for a better opponent in Rotherham. They head to the New York Stadium, South Yorkshire, and if there is any team on the beach in the English Football League, I'd say Rotherham are probably that team if you could only pick one for me. They're 500 to 1 to reach the top 6, 200 to 1 to go down. And in terms of their season fizzling out, they've got a really old squad. It's not like a young team who's like young, dumb, and with a point to prove. They're just old heads. They've seen it all before. Who's asked this season? They're not going to do anything. And Steve Evans, he's turned up in the past when his teams have been saved in sombreros. He's certainly the type of manager, in my opinion, who would take his foot off the gas. So Crawley are a massive price at 9-2, but I'm going to be a little bit greedier and tip them to win, both teams to score alongside that at 17-2, because Crawley have to go for it. They're batshit crazy as it is. They are such an unserious team. They're brilliant to watch. Rotherham have nothing to play for, and I just think the dynamic, the battle between a side with nothing to play for and a side with nothing to lose is going to lead to goals. And I want to be on the side of the team who are trying to stay up. So I'm being greedy, and I don't usually do this in terms of backing team to win alongside both teams to score. But I think I've been waiting for like an on the beach team to emerge and a betting chance to come up, and I think this is perfect. And when you're backing it, make sure you do it on Bet365's Bet Builder in case Crawley go 2 up, and then it will get paid out. And if Rotherham score, even if they end up drawing, I can tick the bet as a winner on the spreadsheet. So make sure you do it in the Bet Builder, because it's a little hack that Matthew told everyone about. Where are we going next?
Yeah, League Two and Newport County to beat Notts County at 4.5. Again, it's another anti-Notts County price. I swear I don't have an agenda. But they've only won one of their last 6, and I'll keep going on about it. The bookies love Notts County and hate Newport, and I just think the price is reflecting this. This bet was always going to happen for me the minute the market came out, and Newport aren't very good, but at home, 6th best home record in the league, and I've won 5 of the last 7 home games, and in this run also held Bradford to a draw. So obviously, if the season was done on home form, they'd be in the playoffs. And it's another one. It wouldn't surprise me if County edge it or it's a draw, but it's pure value pick considering County it's just gone stale and Newport's home form. 4.5 for me. Looks far too big.
Yep, 100%. We did the this week's hacker this morning, and somebody tried suggesting Notts County, and it was so easy to reel off about 8 reasons why it's not a good bet. So on the flip side of that, you put on a cracking bet. I love that pick. I'm going to go back to the 12:30 kickoff in League Two, because I think we've both got one game after this left to cover, and we're on the same thing. So I'll rattle this off first. Crewe v Port Vale, and it's a punt in the sense that it's not really based on his goals record. It's based on the fact he just signed a new contract.
And he is a GOAT.
He is a GOAT. He's my favourite player in the Football League, I think. Definitely best player in League Two. He's 35 years young, and he's just been offered a year extension with an option to extend a further year. So he'll be at this rate, he'll be playing for Crewe, in his 40s if they keep giving him contracts like this, which is just testament to how good he is. But Sky Bet have gone 16-1 for him to score any time against Port Vale. And I was shocked because you never really get any more than 12s, especially not at home. I don't know what Betfair and Paddy Power are doing, but they are giving 9-2, which is obviously painfully short. I was hoping for 10-1 is what I usually sort of limit myself to backing centre backs, because it's about as short as you should really take. But I'm just loading it now. You can get 16s with Sky Bet, and I think 14s with Ladbrokes and Paddy Power. Where is it? Yep. 13s, sorry, with William Hill. 14s, yeah, Ladbrokes and Paddy Power, and then 12s with William Hill. I take all of them. I absolutely wouldn't take the 9-2, and I probably wouldn't take the 9-1 on Bet365. He got 8 goals last season, so that is, I've got it written down somewhere. It's a brilliant goals per 90 average. I think it's 0.18. He's only got 1 goal this season, but a career he's averaging 0.08 goals per 90, and if you were to transfer that into a price, it would be 12.5. So 16-1 is literally just simply too big, and that's based on his whole career record. Obviously, he hasn't really reached the heights goal scoring wise of last season, and Crewe haven't been as dangerous from set pieces in general. But Port Vale have conceded 14 times from him this season, so it's just a punt because he signed a new contract. He's back from injury, and I think Crewe are going to pick up, and I just thought his price was too big. Right, last stop before we get into the next section. It's Wickham v Lincoln. Any guesses who we're tipping?
The GOAT. The king.
The GOAT. Yeah, Kone. Are you? Whereabouts did you back him with pre-season? Top goal scorer.
I'm fuming. I still can't find the slip. I don't know where I've backed it. I tipped it with Bet365, but I can't remember who I've asked to get it on. I'm worried that I don't have the bet on. I've been, because obviously I don't have mine. I was on holiday, didn't have my Bet365 account anyway. So I was just I lost my Bet365 account like a week before the pre-season market. Literally ringing every mate. I think I was in Austria or Slovakia, one of them. I was just ringing every mate like fucking plays Kone for me. I can't remember if I managed to get it on or not. So, but it was 365, I think, like 150, 175 or something like that.
Shit. Well, if you want to add it, we'll split the winnings from mine because it was your bet anyway. No problemos. But basically, he's back. I'm going to tip him. I know it's right on the cusp of what we usually say 2-1 minimum, but he's 2.88 to score any time against Lincoln. And in value terms, I think that's massive. What's he got? I'm having a point and a half on this, by the way. 18 goals for the season. He started 3 of his side's last 4 games against Wrexham, but the other 3 games he started, he scored 2, he set up 2, and he's had 14 shots. What else is there? Wickham League One's top goal scorers with 64. He's had a hand in over 31% of those goals, which is just insane. So I also think the 11-1 about him to score 2 goals, that's available with several bookies, is worth a go. He's got 2 or more goals on 4 occasions this season. And Lincoln, they're a bit out of form. I think they've only won 5 games since Christmas, and they really struggle against sides above them in the table away from home. They haven't won in 7, they've lost 5, and they've conceded 15. So Kone, 1 goal for 15-8. I'm having a point and a half on that.
Yeah, I'll join you on that. I'll join you. I'll ditch my play. Yeah.
Yes.
3 points total on him then.
Worth it. Half a point on the brace, and I have had £5, so 0.1 of a point on the hat trick at 66ers.
Yeah, I've had half a point on the brace.
Ooh,
as well.
So it's 3 points in total. We're having 3 points on Kone to score and a point on the brace.
Yeah.
I hope he plays. And 365 have all these prices, so if he doesn't, we'll get the sweet void.
Yeah.
That's it for that section, isn't it?
Yeah, just got one more bet.
Yep.
You're going to have to do this bit for me because I've just realised the time I'm going to have to shoot off. I didn't realise the time. That's all right.
That's fine.
You know what the bet is?
Down anyway. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realise the time. I'm going to have to shoot.
Where are you going? Pub?
Yeah, but my mate's just arrived at my house now. I didn't realise the time.
All right, enjoy.
All right, catch you in a bit.
Keep punting! Keep fucking punting! YTP, baby!
Yep, that's the type of professionalism you get here. Right, so, long shot. We combined to do a win-0 fourfold. It's just over 16-1 with Sky Bet. And we're just having it on the nose, half a point, win-0. So Leeds, Burnley, Birmingham and Scunny Matthew was supposed to tell you about Scunny and Burnley. I can't really tell you about Scunthorpe. I'll Google it now. But Burnley have conceded the fewest goals in the Championship. They've got the most clean sheets ever in the history of the Championship. And what have we got? Like 8 games to play. They host Bristol City, sorry. And Bristol City are usually good against the best teams. But since Burnley have signed Marcus Edwards, it's like they've just unlocked an unbelievable attack, and it's not a surprise. He's a Champions League player, for fuck's sake. So they're scoring goals for fun now. I've just loaded up Scunny. They beat Chester 3-1. They beat Leamington Darlington 0. They beat Needham 0, Kings Lynn 0, Farsley 0, Rushall 0, Kidderminster 0, Marine 0. So what? That's all I can offer you on Scunny. Leeds, the best team in the league, bar none. If they don't choke, they are going to win the league comfortably. If they had Michael Cooper in net, they would be 10 points clear. No side's taken more points than them at home. No side's scored more goals than them at home. No side's won more games. No side's lost fewer games than them at home. And only Burnley have conceded fewer. So backing them to win 0 takes the odds from 1-4 to 4-5, and it's definitely worth doing because of the opposition as well as Leeds' home form. Swansea, they have been shite since the turn of the year. I think they've only taken 11 points from the last 42 on offer, and only Luton have won fewer over that time. And they've scored 7 goals. They lost 0 at Bramall Lane, lost 0 at Burnley, and I think they've lost all of their games against the top 4, so that's why Leeds are in. Birmingham, I had loads of stuff written down. I've deleted it just before we started recording, and I don't know how to get it back. But basically, I didn't realise until very recently that their gaffer is all about controlled possession, 1-2-0 specialist, especially at home. They are so far clear at the top of the league, as the bookies predicted. So there is a slight concern about them taking the foot off the gas, but I've just got a feeling with this team that they're going to go until they break the Championship record. Stevenage, in their last home game, scored in the 90th minute, but that's the first time they've conceded at home in the league in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Rotherham were the team before that to score against them, and before then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games before that where they didn't concede. I'm just looking now at home. They have won 1 or 2-0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11 times. So they are absolute control specialists, and that's it. So that is the pod bet. Fourfold, 4 teams to win 0. Leeds, Burnley, Birmingham, Scunthorpe. Sky Bet best price just over 16 to 1. It's 17.26 in decimals. We're having half a point on that. Before I recap the bets, I've done something really, really cheeky. Matthew last week, he tipped Swansea to be relegated, and I'm jumping on that. You can get him 80 to 1 still with Bet365. I'm adding half a point onto his stake. He tipped a quarter of a point, but I really looked into it, and I think this is an unbelievable bet. Based on Derby's points per game average, the line should be 49 points this season. But Derby have won their last 3. Luton have taken 7 points from their last 4. So the standard of those two could potentially mean the line is around 55 points this season, because the bottom teams are picking up results, which just squeezes up the top of the division. Swansea are 7 points above the dotted line. They're on 44, but I just touched on it then. Since Christmas, since the turn of the year, they're averaging less than a point per game, and based on that form, it means they should get to 50 points, but that might not even be enough. And then you've got to look at their running. They go to Ellen Road this weekend. Doubt that'll be a win. And they've also got to go to the Stadium of Light, which I know Sunderland have fell away a bit, but I doubt they'll get anything from that. And then you look at their other games, they've got 6 other games, and 4 of them against sides currently below them. So there's every chance when they play Oxford at home on the final game that they're not going to be out of the woods. They've got Alan Sheehan in temporary charge, and he has took charge of 5 games. He's got the job until the end of the season, and they've picked up 6 points. They battered Blackburn, drew at Preston, beat Middlesbrough, which is a concern. And for this bet to win, you are going to need a minor miracle. But I just think it's worth considering at the prices, and especially if you think, just work out what you think is going to keep you safe points-wise, because I think you're going to need 52 points. So that means Swansea need 8 points from the last 8 games at least. And I'm not sure they're going to get it. It is worth noting they've got Derby and Plymouth to play at home. Plymouth are terrible travellers, and Derby have only recently picked up, but they've also got Hull, who are currently below them, to play at home. They've got trips to Millwall, which is, I know they won't have anything to play for, but it's a tough place to go. Cliche. QPR as well, they'll probably have nothing to play for. But I'm just hoping, and I've got a feeling, that come the last day of the season, Swansea won't be completely out of it, and they're playing Oxford, who more than likely will need to win to stay up as well. And the other thing to consider is they're playing Leeds this weekend, and they're probably going to get battered. So this price is going to move. 80 to 1, Bet365, best price available. 33s with Sky Bet at the minute, so that just tells you everything you need to know. And finally, me and Matthew both tipped Fulham top 6. And if you combine Fulham with Swansea, Fulham top 6, Swansea to be relegated, it's 1,376 to 1. I've had £10, so 0.2 of a point on that, just in case the stars align and both the European chase in the Premier League and the relegation battle in the Championship goes exactly the way I think it will. So yeah, there's a couple of bonus outright punts for you there, and that's everything. So Matthew's at the pub. I'll recap his bets. We have got Brighton v Forest, Weaver and Anderson both to be carded 18 to 1, half a point on that with Bet365. Then he's done Bristol Rovers to win. They host Mansfield in League 1, and that is 3.2 with 365. Newport to win at home to Notts County in League 2. That's at 7 to 2 with Bet365, point on each of those. And then he's joined me, Kone, just to score. He's had 1.5 of a point on that. That is at 2.88 with Bet365. And then he's had half a point on Kone Brace. That's 11 to 1 generally. But if you back it with 365, then if he doesn't play, it'll be void. He's had a quarter of a point on that. And then I have done the outrights. I've joined Matthew, Swansea to be relegated, half a point at 80 to 1. The double, Swansea to be relegated, Fulham top 6, 0.2 of a point on that at 1,376 to 1. Leeds v Swansea, I've done Tanaka to be carded 9 to 1, half a point on that with 365. And then I've doubled him with Cabango also to be booked 28 to 1, 365, quarter of a point on that. And then, just because of the referee, I've done 0.1 of a point on each of the following. Lawrence, Vigorooks to be carded, that's Swansea's keeper, alongside them, double chance. And the keeper to be carded alongside Swansea to win. Those are at 28 and 80 to 1 with 365. But, like I say, I've only had 5 on both of them. I don't, it sounds stupid, but I don't actually think they're going to win. I just think, based on the referee, the price is probably too big, because Ben Toner is a nutter when it comes to keeper cards. Rotherham Crawley, I've done Crawley to win and both teams to score. That's at 9.5 with Bet365, half a point on that. And remember, if you do it through the bet builder, you'll get paid out if Crawley go 2-0 up and don't win the game, as long as both teams to score. I've also done Kone to score any time. I've had a point and a half on that as well. Kone Brace, another quarter of a point on that at 11 to 1. And I've also had a fiver, so 0.1 of a point on the hat-trick. That's at 66 to 1, Betfair, Paddy Power, Sky Bet. And then in the early kickoff in League 1, Crewe v Port Vale, I'm doing Mickey Dimitru to score 16 to 1 Sky Bet, half a point on that. And then the pod bet this week, it's a win to nil, fourfold, a little bit over 16 to 1 with Sky Bet. It's Leeds, Burnley, Birmingham and Scunthorpe in the National League North, half a point on that. Right, that's everything. We will be back Monday because there's Premier League and a smattering of EFL. So until then, best of luck with all your selections, and we'll catch you on the Flippity Flip.